Welcome to 8 Tips for Living to Your Fullest Potential. I'm Brett Rogers, and in 1998 I devoted my life to personal and collective evolution. Between the years of 1998 and the summer of 2012, I was blessed with a lot of financial and social freedoms to pursue this path, which involved a lot of meditation. In this video, I'm going to give you an introduction to the 8 tips for living to your fullest potential. 3 of them you've heard before, 3 of them are fairly new, and 2 of them are very new, and I'm the only one who's really teaching it that I know of. And you're going to like them, so stick around because they come at the end. The first tip, which you already know, is to exercise every day. It is super, super important. These bodies are biochemical machines. They need to move molecules around, and they have these tiny little cracks. And if you don't exercise every day, these tiny little cracks get plugged up and they get starved of nutrients. And also waste materials can accumulate in there, causing a lot of oxidative stress and other damage. So if you exercise, you help open up your body, help the blood move around, help the nutrients get in, and the waste materials get out. And that brings us to tip number 2. You got to eat and drink healthy. So when you're moving all your blood around, you have healthy things inside of it that help your body live to their fullest potential. And the third one also plays into that concept, which is quality sleep. Our bodies are very complex. And if we work our bodies hard, they need time to replenish, rejuvenate, and also defragment, especially in the brain. Well, what I mean by defragment is our brain sends all these signals around like crazy, really, and some of us experience that craziness sometimes. These memories that form because of our brain activity aren't perfect, but at night they become perfect or perfected. They move in that direction. And that helps our brain live to its fullest potential. And our brain is super important, which I'll get to in a little bit. The 4th tip, which is the brain, so I'm getting to it right now actually, is to enhance the brain's health and performance. You can do that with diet, you can do that with exercise, you can do that with quality sleep. And you can do specific things in the areas of exercise and nutrients, which I get into details in my books. But what I really want to talk about is brain exercising. There are free games on the internet that you can use to enhance different parts of your brain so that they work better. And there are certain parts that are weak in most people that are strong in successful people. And that's the prefrontal cortex. It's this part right in the front here. And there's exercises you can do to enhance its health and performance. And I highly recommend you do, because everything in your life comes down to how well that part of your brain works. It helps you make decisions, it helps you problem solve, and it helps you control your emotions. Okay? That brings us to tip number 5. Positive energy. You've probably heard it before that positive energy enhances your health and performance and negative energy declines your health and performance. And it's true. It's a part of science now. It's called psychosomatic medicine, and sometimes it's also called the mind-body-spirit connection. If you can learn to enhance your positive energy, your positive emotions and thoughts, you can enhance your health and performance. It's that simple to say, but it's not that simple to do. Some of us have traumas in our past, certain patterns that have replicated over time that have become very strong within us, and they're not so easy to overcome. But there are a lot of self-help techniques that can help. I wrote a book called Inner and Outer Success that reviews the most successful conventional self-help techniques and then incorporates what I call psychic energy techniques, which are the 2 last tips I was telling you about earlier. I highly recommend that book and the references within it. Tip number 6. We're now going to start talking about psychic energies, which is super important to our evolution. And the first one is the awareness of psychic energies. Most of you have probably felt people staring at you, a sensation that you knew who was calling you or at your door before answering, and things like that. That's awareness of psychic energies. I go into the details of how that works in my book, The Psychic Energy Reality. But right now, I just want to encourage you to develop it. And there are lots of ways to develop it. All the other tips help because they all enhance health and performance. And your intuition, your awareness of psychic energies, is a part of your health and performance. But you can also exercise your psychic anatomy. And that's the big one. That's huge. You exercise your body so you can use it better. We've seen incredible things from athletes and Olympic athletes by training their bodies. Well, if we train our psychic anatomy, and let me just say right now that 2 parts of our psychic anatomy are a part of science. They can be observed and they are now being studied. Nobody's asking the question if they exist. We're trying to figure out how it works now. And 2 other ones that I also talk about in my books, which are very important, the heart especially, has a lot of traditional information, but it hasn't made its way into science yet, which is okay, because 40 years ago, there was no aura in our science either. And meridians weren't really a part of our science as far as objectively. Subjectively, they've been a part of our cultures since the beginning of recorded time. Like we know the Chinese were big into it, but so were the Mayans. And they were a whole continent apart. There's a big ocean between them. And there are a few other cultures as well that I talk about in my books. Let me just say one more thing about intuition before moving on to the 7th tip. That we get intuitive senses of what the best decisions are in our life. So we need to develop our intuition so that we can enhance those decisions. We can save a lot of time and energy by making the right ones. And I'm sure a lot of you know how intuition has helped you in the past, and I'll tell you it will help you in the future. Tip number 7, learn to control psychic energies. This is all about enhancing the health and performance of your psychic anatomy. Once you learn to attract, move or repel, empower, flush and circulate psychic energies, you can start exercising your psychic anatomy, and then all your psychic abilities start to develop. And it goes beyond awareness of psychic energies. It also makes you more powerful to control them for things like energy healing or Reiki you might have heard of before, but also just to help people around you and also to manifest. And I know a lot of you are probably very interested in manifesting a successful outer reality. And this will help you do it. But even more importantly, it's going to help you manifest a successful inner reality so that you're manifesting the things around you that serve your fullest potential. There's no point chasing after cars and boats and girls and dreams that are empty. But we don't know they're empty until we really enhance our self-awareness and get connected to our intuition. And that brings me to the 8th and final tip, which is to live from your heart. And that's exactly what I was just saying. When you live from your heart, you live from your own rhythm of life. And your intuition rides in that rhythm. This is so true that even the physical heart plays a role in this. If you look at the studies, the research, and the products from HeartMath, they're learning to tune the heart so that we can have more internal coherence, peace, and harmony within our mind and body. And that ties into how we connect with other people and we connect to the world around us. I hope that was within 10 minutes. I'm not sure. But you can review these tips on the link below. Look for the eagle head. I think it's down here. Or maybe it's down here. It's really hard to tell. And join the email list. Check out the website. I've done a lot of work. And I've put a lot of effort into this. And I know it's good stuff. So check it out and live to your fullest potential.